Greetings, YouTube. I'm actually having a difficult time fitting that star in this scene because it's quite big and I don't have a lot of space in my porch to back up. That is a 4-foot brightly lit Christmas star that I picked up at a yard sale today for $1. So that's the intro to this latest episode of Weekend Bargains. And you see that rock right down there? I ran over that rock. That rock is the size of a loaf of bread. I don't recommend doing that. Bent my rim and threw my alignment all to heck. I had to get a new rim, or a refurbished rim. Not a cheap rock. So I brought it home, and now we're going to put it in the garden. Alright, now we're inside, and I'm going to do this out of order this week because some of the items in this segment are very large, and they are precluding my movement around my office easily. And some of these items are a brand new Craftsman Professional 7.5-inch circular saw blade. This is a 15 amp saw with a laser track system built in. And you might be asking, Tetsubo, why is this in your bargain video? Well, this particular saw was normally priced at $130. It was on sale for $80, and I had a gift card for $50. So I paid $30 for this brand new saw, $100 less than the standard price. So that to me is a pretty darn good deal. Up here we have a set of wireless LED task lights that I picked up for $1. I think it was $1.50 at a yard sale. Always find a use for those. Then we have a hammer drill. Now I own a very good 1/2-inch shaft drill. It's I think it's a Black & Decker. I love the thing. It works great. But I don't have a hammer drill. And this is only 7 amps, but it was never used. The guy won it in a contest, I guess, at work. He's never opened it. It's still in the wrapped in the plastic. The box is still closed, except for the fact that it busted out one side. And I paid $5 for it. So that's a pretty darn good deal. Admittedly, I may only need a hammer drill once or twice in the entire time I own this place. But now I don't have to rent one. I've got one. And who knows, I may find other uses for hammer drills. Who knows? I'm a clever guy. Over here, now we have over here, this thing right here is a shoehorn. A very long shoehorn. And the reason I have this very long shoehorn is that it means I don't have to bend down as far when I want to put my shoes on. And most of the models I have seen that are like this length, because this length is not uncommon. You see them at shoe stores all the time. But they're plastic. And I paid $6 for this, and this one's made out of chrome metal. I don't know what it is. Stainless steel, maybe? Who knows? But $6 for metal, and I'm never going to have to worry about breaking it. I thought that was a pretty darn good deal. Here we have a tap handle. And funny thing is, I saw this and at a flea market today, and it was I thought the patina is really nice on this. It has a great feel to it. It's a nice shape. The guy wanted $5 for it. And I went and looked around the show, and I found a couple other things, which I'll get to in a minute. But this was something that really kind of stuck out to me. So I'm like, I had to go back and see if that's still there. And it was still there. And so I what does it say on there? It says 1911. So that may be the year it was made, for all I know. Who knows? So I... oh, sorry. 1811. Must be not a model number. So I don't know what it is. But I pick it up and I'll take this. The guy's like, about to hand the item to me. And he goes, what is it? And I'm thinking, he's quizzing me. He wants to know, if it's an older guy, he wants to know if I know what this is, so that he's not selling it to some person that doesn't have any idea what it is. And I said, it's a tap handle. He said, oh, I didn't have any idea. Okay. I'm like, well, it's a tap handle. I actually don't have a set of taps in the moment, but now I have a really nice quality tap handle. So now I'm going to go get myself a set of taps to go with the tap handle. I also need to get myself a set of die cutters. I don't have those either. I've been in the market for a set of those. Haven't found one yet. I've been in the market for one of these as well for quite a while. This is a draw knife, and most of the draw knives I've found have been in rough shape. They're also much smaller than this. This is a larger draw knife than the ones I have seen in person. because most of the ones I saw were like 2/3 of this size, and they all wanted like 20-25 bucks for them. And I found this one, and it's in pretty good shape. It's not perfect. The edge needs a little bit of work, and I've never sharpened one of these things. I don't even have an idea how to do it. I meant to look that up online. But I get it for 10 bucks. And, I mean, there's a little surface rust on it, but the edge is good. So I can clean the surface rust off. That's not a problem. Maybe we put some, you know, spruce up the handles a bit with a little oil. But it's a nice shape, and I've been wanting to draw a knife because there are certain circumstances where that will help me do projects. Here we have a letter opener, which I picked up. This is an Indian piece made out of brass. It's got a figure here. And I picked it up because, well, it looks like a kukri, so I had to own that. And I should have taken this out of the sheath before I started this video, and I didn't. I apologize, audience. Here we go. Straighten this out. This is, I don't know if you can see that, a Utica Sportsman. And it has a plastic handle. I think it may be Bakelite. I'm not 100% sure. It's got brass pins, stainless steel guard, and a high carbon blade. I did a little looking online. I paid $15 for this, and online they're going for between $15 and $45. So I got near the end of the low end of that particular range. So I was kind of happy about that. But it has a nice satin finish. It's just aged really well. The edge is, but it's a full flat grind with a micro bevel. You actually might even call that a very, very, very shallow convex edge. I'm not positive. You can just barely feel it. So it may be flat here, and then it goes into a flat grind. I can't quite tell. But, you know, this is like a cheap catalog style blade, but I kind of like the way it looked, and it was a nice price. So now it's going to be part of my collection. That'll be a review of that at some point in the future. Now we have a tube, copper tubing, which I picked up, and along with this, which is a brass or bronze hammer. I'm not positive which it is. It says USA in there, and I can't see what that says on that side. But it's obviously stainless steel wear, but it's got a nice weight to it, and good for not marring things. If you're going to need to hit something and you're afraid you're going to mar the metal, this is a good choice. And I picked up the hammer and the copper for $3. Here we have some hardware cloth. This has never been used. I picked it up for $1. I own an apartment and I do crafty things. I figure I can use hardware cloth for something. And again, it was $1 for a brand new roll, never used. And this is the reason we're doing this section now. That is a Delta bandsaw. It is obviously dirty. It has not been well cared for, but it runs, which is the good part. And I'm going to have to see about where I can get belts for this, because this belt right here is really geared for wood. And that's okay. I mean, I'm probably going to cut more wood than anything, but I want to be able to cut metal on it. So I'm going to need to get a finer tooth blade that's a little on the thicker side. Not too thick, obviously, because this is a small bandsaw, so it can't handle a really tight radius. But the thicker your bandsaw blade is, the less radius it can handle. But I paid $8 for that. I thought that was a pretty darn good deal. So that's the end of this section. Now on to the last miscellaneous and media section. And now we are at the media and miscellaneous category of the video. Now, someone has requested that I lay out books and videos flat so that they can see the full covers. So I am appeasing my audience. So first we have Star Trek's Space Flight Chronology, which is all about the different ships that were used, or at least in the canon, potentially in the canon. I have no idea if it's the actual canon or not. But some of them are like the schematic style, and then they have others which are full color, which is, and I love this kind of thing. I love tech manuals, and so I'm a sucker for that. And I paid, I don't know, $3 for it. I think at a thrift shop. It's actually been out of print for a while. I think it's 1984, but it's not worth a whole lot. 1980, I think. So it's not really worth a whole lot, like $8, but I only paid $3 for it, so that's not bad. It's in decent shape. A book on pruning, because my wife Justin put in 3 new bushes in our yard, so now she has a book to refer to for the acts of pruning them. We have an issue of Bone out from Boneville. This is a Scholastic version of the comic, and my wife's a fan of Bone. I've never read any Bone, so now I have an opportunity to read Bone. We have the Moral Animal, Why We Are, The Way We Are, The New Science of Evolutionary Psychology by Robert Wright. I believe I've heard mixed things about this, but I got it for $3, so I'm like, I'll give it a try. If I don't like it, it just goes in the recycling bin and goes to donated back to another thrift shop. So there you go. And then we have Raising Cain, Protecting the Emotional Life of Boys. I've been looking for the masculine version of Reviving Ophelia for 20 years. So I'll give this a shot. Because every other book I've ever read that was supposed to have dealt with raising healthy male children has been an abysmal failure. So let's see if this one does any better. Now we have movies. We have GoldenEye, a film I have not seen in years, but I bought it specifically because it had a commentary track. Harrison Ford's Air Force One, a film I don't think I've seen since it was released. And this is got the commentary track, and while it says $2 on the front, I paid $1 for it. I paid $1 for this one as well. It's Burt Reynolds' The Longest Yard. I will not watch the abomination that has what's the heck his name now? I can't even remember his name, the actor in the remake, because I don't want to. I went to school with him. I never liked him, then I don't like him now. But this has a commentary track by Burt Reynolds. Then we have the Men in Black 3, Men in with our 3 of our agents. The film I've never seen, so now I get a chance to, and I think I paid $2 for it. Now we have 3 movies, and these are actually bought new. They cost $5 a piece, but they're in the bargain video because they are double features. So you have Godzilla versus Monster Island and Godzilla versus Gigan. I got it because Monster Island is an awesome film. Then we have Godzilla versus Hedorah and Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, because the Smog Monster is my favorite of the Godzilla movies of all time. I love that movie so much. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Now I have my own copy. And last we have the Japanese monster movies, and this is an 8-pack. On the back we have War of the Monsters, Destroy All Planets, which are both entertaining. Then we have Gamera the Invincible, which I believe that's the black and white original, which I've seen not that long ago. Then we have Attack of the Monsters and Gamera vs. Gauss. Then we have Gamera vs. Monster X, Gamera vs. the Deep Sea Monster Zigra, and Gappo the Tripifian Monsters, which I don't know if I've seen or not. I'm not 100% sure, but I am a Gamera fan. I actually like Gamera more than Godzilla. I know it's probably sacrilege, but not only is he a tank, literally, he is an armored vehicle with a nuclear blast, but he flies, so I think he beats Godzilla. Though there is an episode, isn't there one video where Godzilla uses his breath weapon as a rocket launcher and moves himself via flying or something. Then we have a Cocoon double feature, which I paid $2 for, I think. And I picked it up because it has a Ron Howard commentary track on Cocoon, and I've never seen the resequel at all, I don't think, so maybe I'll watch it someday. Then we have Underworld Rise of the Lycans, and I'd like to blame this particular purchase on one of my subscribers, who I had made a disparaging comment about this film at one point, and he told me, do not consider it part of a series of films, look at it as a standalone film. And so I said, alright, I'll buy it. I got a good price on it, so here it is in my collection, and if it sucks, I blame whoever the heck it was on my subscriber list that told me I should watch it. Then we have Jason Statham and Jet Li's War, which I hear is horrible, but I happen to like both those actors, so I'll give it a shot. Then we have something made from the Salmon Mill Stoneware Company, made right here in Dover, New Hampshire, right in my state of New Hampshire, and it is real stoneware. And I didn't know if my wife would like to use it or not. I don't know if she would really like to bake in this or not. But I figured we could give it a try. And if it isn't, we can use it for crafting, or we just donate it again. I didn't pay a whole lot for it. But just to give it a try, I thought she might want to. Then we have a small cup. This has a kind of a seafoam green glaze on it. It's a very heavy glaze over this darker brown glaze, and this has a wonderful physical structure to it. That's really what drew my eye to it. It really does feel really nice, and it is was made, I think this says 52, so this may have been made in 1952, which would be kind of cool. I paid $2 for it at Goodwill. And then lastly, we have this bell. Now, it's probably just a standard, made in India. It's very plain, but the wall thickness is really nice. It tapers very well towards the lip. This disc is very reminiscent of like Egyptian, the god Ra's symbolism of the disc of the sun, and it has a nice weight to it physically, and it's a nice, clear, crisp tone. And I think I paid like $4 for that. I'm not positive, 100% sure, but I got it for my wife because I know she loves bells, and frankly, that has a very nice physical characteristic to it, and it also sounds nice. So, folks, there you have it. This is the Memorial Day weekend bargains, because I had 2 days off to myself, so I hit yard sales and thrift shops because I didn't have much else to do when I wasn't noshing on tasty victuals. Today I had sushi. It was yummy.